Hello and welcome to the August edition of Community Connect, brought to you by the Marshall Chamber of Commerce. This month's guest is Desiree Petrich, and Desiree is the owner of Intentional Action. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited.
Let's talk about some of the good things that happened in July, and we'll get to Desiree after that. The pizza battle is now complete. Thanks to everybody who participated in the restaurants that were involved. Stats and details are still to come about the economic impact, but I'm excited to hear it. Again, thanks to Brock and his team at Small Town Events for putting on the pizza battle. The July 4th fireworks was rained out, so it was on July 5th in July. Always a great showing, thanks to the City of Marshall and everybody that put the event together and everybody who showed up on the July 5th fireworks. The David Drunk Golf Classic was on July 12th. This was originally scheduled for June 18th. Again, another rainout. As always, a great turnout for a good cause. It's a 5-person scramble, and thanks to everybody that came out, it was a great day for golf. The following Monday on the 15th was the Pride in the Tiger tournament that supports youth scholarships at the high school, plus much more initiatives at some of the private schools. Thanks to Krista Biela, who put on a great tourney for everybody that came out for the Pride in the Tiger golf tournament. Crazy Days was on July 18th with a bulk of the activities in downtown Marshall. However, this event does go throughout town. Thanks to our team, Mavi, Taylor, and Christina, who put together a great event. Desiree, I saw you down there.
I was there most of the day, although I have to say my son was running in and out of the street and jumping up onto the curve. He thought he was getting away with something, but we had our eye on him the whole time, so it was a lot of fun. It was the perfect day.
Yeah, it was. It was great weather, thanks to everybody that came out. It's one of those events where we shut down downtown. We have all sorts of kids events, which brings out the parents, which is also good for all the businesses downtown. The Chamber State of Agriculture event was on Tuesday, July 23rd at the Lyon County Fairgrounds. This year's panelists were Eric McVeigh with ADM, Carolyn Olson with Olson Organics, Brad Verley with Minnesota West, and Ben Anderson with Congresswoman Fishbach's office. And we had 91 people that attended. So a really good turnout. Thanks to the planners for that event, and thanks to the panelists and everybody that attended the State of Ag event. As I mentioned, our guest this month is Desiree Petrich. She is the owner of Intentional Action. Desiree has been busy planning the Intentional Leader Summit, which is tomorrow. So today is, we're filming this on Tuesday, August 6th today. My gosh, Desiree, you are busy, and I'm glad that you came. Let's talk about some of the things you have going on. How do you go from reading personal development for weight loss to professional development?
Yeah, it's funny because I think a lot of the people that know me from social media still kind of expect that that's what I'm going to be talking about. But when, I don't know, are we allowed to say COVID on here? When the pandemic hit and I was managing a dementia facility, it was kind of like everything that we knew was out of our control. And so I needed something I could control. And that was me. I had a 6-month-old daughter, and I spent a lot of time reading personal development in hopes that it would help me to kind of control my weight so I felt a little more in control. And ultimately, it helped me to be a much better team member. It helped me to communicate better. It helped me with all of my different relationships, and just feeling a lot more like we had some good things to live for too. It wasn't just all doom and gloom. So it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me. I've read 60 to 100 books since then, and it's kind of shifted from that personal development to leadership. And it's been a lot of fun. I love it.
Right around that same time, you worked for but you've worked for healthcare before.
Yeah.
Then you went to coordinated events at the Chamber. What brought that on?
Well, after the pandemic, it was a lot. It was a lot, and it changed me in the best way possible. I'm so thankful for that, but I was ready for a new challenge. I had been in healthcare 10 years at that point, both in the direct care, and then once I had my management degree, I ended up going into management in healthcare. And I knew Brad, I knew the Chamber. I drank the Kool-Aid, is what I always say. I drank the Chamber Kool-Aid, and I loved the events. I attended every single one. And so I remember sitting in a YP event, and Kaylee, who had the job before me, had said, I'm leaving. I'm so excited to go be a teacher. And my first thought was, okay, how do I get her job? I wanted it so bad. And so it was a change, but I was already in that world. So it was a lot of fun to be able to go into that. And the love for personal development that I found was right there at the Chamber. It was an opportunity for me to create those opportunities for everyone else in town. So it was a lot of fun.
Good, yes. Was there a moment when you felt the extensive work you've done in personal development paid off.
Every day of my life.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Especially now that I have 2 kids. I have a 2 and a 4-year-old, and it's something else to try and stay calm and to be able to lead the best life you can and have the best parts of your day at home and at work, and to try and integrate all of the different pieces of your life together. And personal development for me, it's just every time that I ask myself a question internally and I'm able to kind of externally do something differently than I would have in the past, I feel it every single day that personal development and those relationships that I've built have just changed everything for me.
Mm-hmm. So it was just a natural, transition to go from the chamber then to your own leadership development company.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. I remember, after my mom passed away in 2022, I just said, I don't want to play small. I want to share the love of personal development and leadership that I've found, and I want to share that with people. I want people to see the catalyst that it's been for my life. And so I intended to do both. I intended to do events with the chamber and the leadership on my end, and this community is amazing. I mean, you guys know that, but this community is amazing, and they just rallied behind me, and I'm so thankful for that. And I ended up being busier than I anticipated being, and it wasn't a natural transition in the sense of, it felt unscary. It was very scary, but I felt very prepared, and having worked at the chamber just created this absolutely amazing network of people that helped me through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in the last 6 months, you've come out with a book. How you squeeze that in, I have no idea. So what is the inspiration behind that book, Desiree, and who's it for?
So the book is called Taking Intentional Action, How to Choose the Life You Lead. And it's the story of my fall into personal development, essentially. All of the different, from weight loss to not being prepared to manage a dementia facility, but kind of doing it anyway and figuring it out along the way, and the people that rallied behind me. It's about my mom passing away, my son being in the NICU after being born in a Minnesota blizzard. Who knew? All of these different transitions and life stories and life lessons that I've learned, and the people that have helped me along the way. That's what the book is about. But who is the book for? Because you can say, well, that's good for you. You wrote a book, you had all these changes. But the book is for someone who knows that they want to, eat less, work out more, scroll less, watch less TV, read more books. If you feel like there's more out there for you, more potential than you're currently finding, it's not about good intentions. We all have good intentions, but it's about taking that action in the right direction, taking the intentional action, hence the name of the book, the name of the company, and making sure that we're doing things that make sense for us, the people around us, and the life that we want to live. It's how to choose the life you lead.
Absolutely. Your podcast, you had mentioned it earlier, Lead with Confidence is the name of Desiree's podcast. What does that mean to you, and what is the message you're trying to share with that podcast?
So in addition to my book, I'm also a keynote speaker, and one of my favorite things to talk about is leading with confidence. It's as easy as ABC. A being acquisition. What do you need? Who do you need to kind of get to that next step, to close the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be? What do you need to acquire? How are you going to fully believe it? Do you believe it? If you don't, what would it look like to make it something that you can believe? And C is consistency. What do you need to read? What do you need to listen to? Who do you need to talk to? Who do you need to have in your life to be able to be consistent with the things that you want? Confidence is as easy as ABC, and confidence is just a belief. It's a belief that in any situation you have the knowledge and the tools and the mindset and the relationships to succeed. So that's what my podcast is about. It's what my book is about. It's essentially what I am about at this point.
I see you have right in front of you your booklet, your guide for tomorrow.
Yes.
It's the summit that a lot of people know about. It's quite an undertaking for one person to put on, but you've had a lot of support. Why host this summit?
So I'm going to blame Doug Wing. I keep telling him that I'm doing that because I was working with his team at Grace Life Church, and I kind of mentioned that someday in the very distant future, I wanted to host a summit like this. And he said, well, let's do it now. I'll sponsor the venue. He's like, we'll get people behind you. It's going to be amazing. And so it got fast-tracked by years. It was not something I was quite ready to do, but I just kept thinking, what kinds of topics, what kind of speakers, what kind of event would I have loved to have? when I was 25 and starting out in a management position as an emerging leader, as a new mom, as all of these different things. And I said, this is the event that I want. It's why it's not about marketing. It's not about key performance indicators. It's not about sales. It's not a specific industry. It's not even necessarily emerging leaders or CEOs or business owners. It's if you want to be a more intentional person in your community, in your church, in your job, in your life, to become an integrated person overall, that's who this summit is for. And I'm so excited. We have 5 incredible keynote speakers, breakout sessions, food is included. Honestly, I'm excited for it to be over because it's a lot of work, but I'm so excited for it. It's so good. And I have so much help and so much support. This sponsor list is incredible. The number of companies and individuals who have rallied behind wanting to get personal development and leadership development into the Marshall and Southwest Minnesota community is just astounding. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's exciting. Why don't you show our viewers the booklet?
So I'm actually very proud of it. Sky Printing helped me print this. I've got banners by AP Design. We have a pre-party. It's a networking party beforehand for the speaker sponsors and after party. So I tried to fit every benefit that I could, but these are all of the amazing sponsors. I will read them all. There is over 50 giveaways for the people that are attending tomorrow. Book bundles. Books are my life. So I bought lots and lots of books, and they're going to be given away tomorrow to all the people attending so that hopefully the personal development and leadership journey does not end tomorrow. An event is one thing. It's meant to motivate you, but it's the work that you do after that and the intentionality that you put behind the work that's going to keep you growing.
If by chance somebody watches this tonight, can somebody still come tomorrow?
Yes, I have a QR code at the front desk for if someone walks in and they want to come, you can come. We would love to have you. I got extra food in case anyone wants to hop in.
Great. Wonderful. Thanks for putting this on. Thanks to all the amazing sponsors you have. Pastor Wing is a great guy. He's a classmate of mine. Known him a long time. So this is something that, gosh, it's been, 5 years or so since we've had the Everyday Leader meetings or conferences held, so I appreciate you putting this back on.
Well, and I have to say the chamber has been a huge help because having worked for the chamber, I knew where all of the surveys were. I knew the things that had been done in the past, and that helped me to just curate this based on what the people of Marshall want, the community of Marshall. And so thank you to Brad and his team too for helping me with that, because that information was unmatched.
Good. Well, good. Thanks for being here, Desiree, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's talk about some of the other things besides the summit tomorrow, because there's a lot of things going on in August. Just like there's every August, we got school coming back, we got fall sports coming back. We don't want to talk about the school stuff. Let's talk about some of the fun stuff still. The Maggie Jean Invitational is next Monday at the Marshall Golf Course on the 12th. This nonprofit supports families who have experienced pregnancy, adoption, infant loss, or stillborn loss. So it's not too late to get your team registered. Call Nancy at 507-829-4905. Also next week is one of the biggest weeks of the summer here in Lyon County. Is the Lyon County Fair. It kicks off on the 14th and goes through the 18th. Their lineup is as loaded as ever. Things you can count on is steak fry, rodeo, demo derby. There'll be a clown running around. Free pancake breakfast on Saturday mornings. Of course, there'll be concerts, 4-H exhibits, food stands, food trucks, and of course, the Midway. And Desiree, you have the perfect age for kids to go out there to the fair.
Yeah, 2 and 4, and they love the rides. The number of times I went on the carousel last year was too many, if you ask me. But no, I'm so excited.
Yeah, the Midway seems to be getting better every single year too. So come on out to the fair. Thanks to all the planners, just the Lyon County Fair Board, small town events also puts a hand into this. Appreciate all the effort, and come to Marshall. It's going to be a fun time. The following week is another reason to come to Marshall. In fact, or even stay home from the cabin. The following week is the annual Sounds of Summer. Some of the things you can count on there are Relay for Life, concerts, inflatables, food trucks, parade, and much more. Sounds of Summer is always a fun time. That parade is always attraction.
Yeah, well, I have to say the food trucks, my husband is pretty frugal, but he says, I don't care how much it costs. He will have all of the things. So we're excited. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
It is. It's a couple fun weeks in the Marshall area. And again, thanks for all the planners that help with that. During the Sounds of Summer on that Friday is the 12th annual Golf Scramble put on by Marshall Amateur Hockey Association. It's on Friday, August 23rd. It's at the Marshall Golf Course. It's not too late to sign up your team for that. Proceeds go to, half of it goes to the association itself, and half it goes to the Marshall high school girls and boys hockey teams. On the chamber side of things, we have a lunch and learn on Wednesday the 21st. At this meeting, Professor Denise Goshenauer from SMSU will be leading an execution workshop. Execution workshop. Sorry about that. This will be held at the Marshall Golf Course. So if you're interested in that, give that a look. We also have scheduled a business after hours. Actually just mentioned by Desiree. It's going to be at Grace Life Church and the True Light Christian School. So if you're interested in that, coming out to the business after hours. All these events in August can be found on our website at marshallmn.org, or you can find some more information on some of the other events at our visit site at visitmarshallmn.com. So thanks again for tuning in to the August edition of Community Connect, and thank you to our guest, Desiree.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow with that, the summit. We'll see you in September when we have Jennifer Flowers, and Jennifer is the athletic director here on campus at SMSU. So we'll see you in September.